JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, 4 suspected St. James gang members arrested. 4 suspected members of the G66 gang were arrested in a major police operation conducted in St. Elizabeth and St. James. The police said the operation, which started yesterday, May 28, and ended today, was conducted by members of the Specialized Operations, the Lottery Scamming Task Force, and the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch, CTOC. The police said 3 of the men were arrested in Salt Spring, St. James, after identity information was found in their possession. Further investigations also led to the arrest of a 4th man in St. Elizabeth. The police said a Smith & Wesson revolver and an assortment of ammunition were also seized. The 4 men are being questioned with a view of preferring charges, the police said. Security forces find gun and ammo in central Kingston. A Pietro Beretta 9mm pistol with 1 magazine containing 14 cartridges was seized during a pre-dawn operation conducted by members of the Specialized Operations, Kingston Central Police, and the Jamaica Defense Force on Eddie Lane in Kingston today. The police said that between the hours of 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., the team, armed with a warrant, searched a house on Eddie Lane, during which a firearm and ammunition were seized. No one is arrested in connection with the find. 27-year-old motorcyclist is Portland's first road fatality this year. Sanjay Davis, otherwise called Nico, a 27-year-old technician of Mount Pleasant District, Portland, on Friday, May 28, became the parish's first road fatality for 2021. The police are appealing to the driver of a truck who allegedly fled the scene of the fatal crash yesterday afternoon in St. Margaret's Bay to turn himself in. According to the police, shortly after 5 p.m., Davis was heading east along the St. Margaret's Bay main road on his motorcycle when he was hit from his bike by the truck heading in the opposite direction. He was pronounced dead at the scene by a doctor. The driver of the truck reportedly fled. A woman who said she witnessed the incident said she was standing at a nearby shop when the crash occurred. She said upon approaching a corner near the entrance of the Ken Jones Aerodrome, the driver of the truck switched to the right lane into the pathway of the motorcycle as it came around a blind corner, colliding into the bike. The identity of the driver is not yet known. The Portland police are investigating. 2 women among 6 arrested for ganja. 2 women were among 6 arrested when the narcotics police uncovered a major ganja growing operation in Spring Farm Boulevard, St. James, on Thursday, May 27. The identities of those arrested are being withheld pending further investigation. The police said the 12-hour-long operation began about 2:30 p.m. as detectives reportedly executed a search warrant at the premises where potted ganja plants were discovered. The police said that during the search, they found a hydroelectric greenhouse inside the home. Approximately 40 vials containing hash oil, a byproduct of ganja, and the loose ganja was also discovered in buckets and bags. Approximately 450 pounds of ganja was seized, but the estimated value of the drug is still being determined, as investigators explained that byproducts of ganja, such as hash oil, tend to have a much higher street value than ganja in its raw state. $5 million fine or prison time for tip-offs. Attempts to derail criminal investigations by falsifying, concealing, destroying or disposing of documents or items relevant to a probe could land offenders in serious trouble with the law. The proposed penalty, if new provisions in the Criminal Justice Suppression of Criminal Organizations Amendment Act 2021 are approved by lawmakers, would be a fine not exceeding $5 million or a maximum sentence of 5 or 10 years if tried in parish or circuit courts, respectively. Opening a debate on a bill to amend the parent legislation, more commonly known as the anti-gang law, National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang said that the offense would target activities that were intended to thwart criminal investigations. Clause 14 of the bill, which seeks to amend the Criminal Justice Administration Act to include a new section 39A, introduces the offense of tipping off. The proposed law states that a person commits the offense of tipping off if knowing or having reasonable grounds to believe that an investigation is being or is about to be conducted in respect of an offense, he discloses information about the probe to another person. Discussing the latest statistics on the Jamaica Constabulary Force, Chang said that there were 379 gangs operating in Jamaica. Of this number, 262 of the gangs are said to be active. This reflects an increase of 5% over 2019. He said that last year, 802 murders, or 62% of annual killings, were assessed to be gang-related. Chang said that the police have identified contract killing, extortion, robberies, drug and firearm trafficking to be the sources of income for the most influential second-generation gangs. He blamed the high crime rate on gangs that continue to create mayhem. Leader of the opposition, Mark Golding, highlighted some concerns he had with the proposed legislation. In Clause 11 of the bill, fishing without a permit or license constitutes an offense. Golding argued that the fisheries legislation addresses the matter of fishing without a permit. However, he said that an amendment in the anti-gang bill, now before Parliament, would take the offense of fishing without a license to a whole new level if it was being done by 3 or more persons with a boat. To superimpose on that a whole new elevated set of potential penalties on them under anti-gang legislation seems, to me, an overkill, he said. Simple larceny has also become an applicable offense for the purposes of the anti-gang law where 3 or more persons are involved in the illegal activity. Simple larceny is petty theft, thief in smaller items, not typically something which would ever result in long periods of incarceration if you were successfully prosecuted, Golding explained. He said if the anti-gang law was used to prosecute 3 or more persons involved in larceny, they could face penalties of up to 25 years. I'm really concerned about throwing into the anti-gang net some of these relatively minor offenses, the opposition leader said. Golding said that under the parent legislation, criminal organizations were groups of 3 or more persons that come together for the purpose of committing serious offenses. Serious offenses were specifically defined, and a list of offenses was accordingly designated. However, he said the concept has changed in the amending bill, with the designation of serious offenses now replaced by applicable offenses. Expressing discomfort with this change, Golding said it could mean that persons who come together in groups to commit relatively minor offenses could be prosecuted under the anti-gang law. He argued that the anti-gang law carries potentially heavy penalties and that groups of youngsters who might commit gambling offenses and pickpockets could find themselves facing draconian punishments of up to 25 years in prison. Debate on the bill is expected to resume at the next sitting of the House of Representatives. 6 more Jamaicans die from COVID-19. 6 Jamaicans have succumbed to the coronavirus, COVID-19, as the island recorded 86 new cases of the virus yesterday. This brings the country's virus fatalities to 942, and the total number of confirmed cases to 48,374. According to the latest statistics from the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the recent deaths include a 60-year-old male and a 90-year-old female from St. James. A 77-year-old male from Trelawney is also among the latest deaths. The ministry said these 3 deaths were previously reported under investigation. Meanwhile, a 44-year-old male from Hanover, an 83-year-old female, and a 91-year-old male from St. Elizabeth were also reported among the latest fatalities. The ministry also reported another death under investigation and 1 more death as coincidental. The new virus cases consist of 41 females and 45 males, with ages ranging from 1 year to 95 years. The new cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew, 17, St. Catherine, 12, St. James, 12, St. Anne, 8, Clarendon, 6, Hanover, 6, St. Elizabeth, 6, Trelawney, 5, Westmoreland, 4, Manchester, 4, St. Mary, 3, and Portland, 3. The ministry said 163 patients recovered from the virus, pushing the total virus recoveries to 24,866. There are 22,197 active cases of the virus on the island. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.